But you kind of where I was going to go next is there's bottom line. You're in a business. You need to be profitable. This needs to make sense. And so I believe you guys are charging a planning fee for your time on this. And so if you can speak to that, but then you kind of hit on the other benefits, which are the referrals, the retention, but it's driving revenue to the bottom line of your firm.
Yeah.
And I would love to maybe hear that too, but I know you also have some good client experiences where the clients were just blown away by how the peace of mind that you solved for in this too. So maybe speak to that in those contexts of the bottom line help to the client that's a win, a deeper relationship with that client, but then the bottom line business results,
Yeah.
that plays into
So
it.
hopefully I make sure I touch on those. If I forget something, Matt, let me know. Step one, yes, we do charge a planning fee. So if it's a brand new client relationship and we're charging a upfront planning fee to them, and we just assume, unless we know otherwise, that their documents will not need to be updated, we embed the cost of Encore right into that. So we kind of just set up our structure to assume that we're going to be helping them with the legal documents, and those are for new relationships. Now, for existing relationships, that it really is just that implementation phase, right? It's somebody that we've been working with for 10 years and they just never updated their documents, or I'm sorry, they never executed their document, or they need to update their documents. We do just charge a very small fee on top of that in order to compensate us for our time. But we don't look at it, our opinion is we're not going to put food on our table just by doing Encore plans all the time. We look at it to look for other opportunities, right? Just like most other people do for financial plans in general. So because I also am of the mindset if we charge too much more to what Encore's fees are, like then it's starting to rival attorneys. And how do you set that level of change whenever we don't have the same credentials that they do? So we charge a minor amount on top of it in order to compensate us for our time. But really, at the end of the day, it's using that as an opportunity to then gather additional assets and insurance. And it's really just structuring the conversation again, because we're really peeling back all of the layers and making sure that we look at everything top down. Our conversion rate of then acquiring additional assets or insurance opportunities is over 90% for
Wow.
that we're working with. It's pretty significant. So we use that as an opportunity. But for me, I'm a relationship person, right? And I want to make sure that the client is very happy. And it has led, everybody talks about stickier relationships. And of course, this absolutely leads to a stickier relationship. If you're helping a client cross off a to-do item that is so impactful to them, it's something that has just been the bane of their existence for so long, of course they're going to remember that, especially whenever you review it with them every single year thereafter. So sure, that deepened client relationship is significant, but I will say just the ease for us to work with Encore and be able to put with clients, like clients remember that, and it just makes it so simple. I'll just use the example of my own parents. For the longest time, my mom and dad have talked about, well, these are the directives that are going to be in our will whenever you need to take over our assets in the future, what have you. And the one day I sat down and I said, hey, mom, like, I don't have a copy of your will. I would really feel comfortable just making sure that I do. I'm the oldest child. I won't tell my brothers, but I'm also the favorite. So I'm listed in there as their power of attorney, their executor, you name it. So I asked my parents, like, mom, can I have a copy of this just in the event that I need it for anything in the future? And my mom looked at me and she said, Chris, we never did it. Like, we've talked about it, but we never did it. So that night, I printed the Encore questionnaire. I printed a financial planning engagement I own over my parents' house. And I said, we are doing this. So we are absolutely putting this together. And I'll never forget, she come in the office and she started crying. And she's like, Mom, Chris, like, I've been wanting to do this. I was so embarrassed to tell you that I did it, but I was so overwhelmed every time I thought about it. Like, thank you for just doing it for me. And although those are my parents, that's a little bit more personal, those are the client reactions that I receive. Whenever you're able to help with something that in their mind is so insurmountable and you're able to make it so simple for them, that is a win every day.